This is Hannibal here from thehannibaltv.com. Arn Anderson, who has been with AEW since the very beginning, is apparently done with AEW when his contract expires May the 31st. They released his son, Brock Anderson, which admittedly is a nepotism hire, a while ago after not using him for a long time. Arn Anderson, what bothers me, okay, I understand you released the son, but he's been under contract all this time and you don't use him on TV as a very recognizable person. Again, I went through the AEW roster in a video last night. It boggles my mind how you have people like Arn Anderson and Ric Flair under contract. Mark Henry was another guy just released that they'd never used on TV. Paul White, the Big Show. Why don't they use him on TV? It's such a waste of money. I would expect Arn Anderson to be back in WWE in some sort of capacity because he's also a great mind for wrestling, great producer, so they'll probably use him in WWE. Chris Jericho has done an interview saying he thinks it's very important for AEW to go after more top stars. I agree with that. There's the big rumor right now is Becky Lynch has not re-signed with WWE. They took the title off of her after a very short run. Her contract with WWE supposedly ends at the end of May. So AEW could make her an unbelievable offer to get her. Seth Rollins re-signed with WWE, but as I previously mentioned, Becky Lynch would actually make a bigger difference than Seth Rollins if used properly. However, they don't have a track record of using people from WWE properly. Brian Alvarez of the Wrestling Observer reported that the pay-per-view script switched multiple times during the afternoon of Double or Nothing. I mean, to me, that's no big deal. Most of the time on indie shows, you only are told what you're going to do a few minutes before. Same with when I was wrestling in Puerto Rico. So it shouldn't be that big of a deal to wrestle or do your job with just a few minutes notice. But one thing that he also mentioned was some people are told at the last minute to be flown into a show, then get there and have nothing to do. And apparently TV is being changed and booked like week to week. That's Sony Khan's prerogative. I mean, he owns the company. If I'm getting paid, I understand the minimum pay in AW is 150 grand a year, from what I've been told by an agent who actually represents about or or has represented about 6 AEW contracted wrestlers. The minimum pay is supposedly about 150 grand for contracted wrestlers. So I mean, if you're told that the last minute you have to get on a plane to go somewhere, I mean, that's what you're contracted for. But it sounds a lot like WCW being flown into places and not used. So I want Becky Lynch to go to AEW just because it'll be more interesting, create more news. But one of the things AEW, in my opinion, should really do is make use of the people they have, like Jake the Snake. Throw him on TV more. He was re-signed months ago. He's never on TV. Get some more interest on the product rather than. I mean, in my AEW roster review last night, one of the fans said they have so many guys with just regular names or names you can't even pronounce. Also, maybe some of the problems with the guys that aren't as over is maybe come up with better names or gimmicks rather than just plain wrestlers that look like your average person or smaller than your average person with a regular name. For instance, Mike Bennett. I mean, nice enough guy, but he's boring as hell. He's under contract. Like, give him a gimmick that's going to make him interesting, or dump him. And his wife, I just noticed last night, Maria Kanellis, she was over in WWE. I didn't even know she was under AEW contract. There's so many people that they could use, such as Wardlow. Wardlow, I mean, he's had I think 5 or less matches this year. One of the people with the most potential, but whatever. It's their billions of dollars and billions to them. it is different than billions to me. So I can't really relate to wasting so much money. Please give this video a thumbs up. Have a great afternoon.